Huh?
your address. I
Huh?
don't know your address.
Do you want it?
Yeah. Can you text it to me? Do you have my number?
I do not. What is it?
626
Hold on 1 second. 626
808
808.
1474.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're really, I went to Joelle's old apartment.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. I just texted it to you.
Thank
You
you.
you're only right around the corner from it.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye. All right. All right. All right. What's up, everybody? We're back again for another real estate class with myself, Ace, no time zone, or whatever you guys know me as or call me. We're back at it again. So for today's class, I'm just gonna kind of go over some deals that I'm currently in, some things that I've been doing. I'm working with a new property management team. I'm working with a new real estate agent. I'm getting ready to start working with a new lender. All this is out of state, so I'm gonna kind of explain to you guys how the deal went down, the process, and the steps that I've taken, and kind of where I'm at right now. I have a couple other deals that I'm pursuing. One's an auction. One is a triplex out in Illinois that I put an offer in that I'm waiting on. So, yeah, so I'll kind of talk about that stuff, and then at the end we'll just open it up for any Q&A that you guys have, whether it be, you guys know how we get down, or at least how I get down. We could talk about real estate, or if you guys have other questions on things that I'm always talking about, whether it be the car rental stuff. You guys see Chris and his brother just finally launched one of the cars. We're looking at, some Airbnb stuff, the car rental stuff. We're looking to acquire purchasing businesses, angel investor in businesses, whatever it may be, whatever you guys might have questions, we'll get to it at the end. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. I know you guys' time is valuable and I don't want to waste it. So let's kind of go from there. So a deal that I'm currently in and working right now, actually, let me share my screen before we do that. I'll just put this up. All right, let's minimize this. All right, so a deal that I'm currently working at the moment, and I'm still working that auction house that I got. So If any of you guys don't know, I went the auction route just because the real estate market is really crazy. I don't like the price. I don't like the price point of a lot of properties right now, and I see that it's finally slowly starting to come back down. And like I said, there's no rush. And like I always tell you guys, it's a numbers game. The numbers need to make sense, and a lot of deals that I've just been running, the numbers just haven't been making any sense. That's just because people are asking way over what the actual market value is, and they're actually having people that are serious buyers, consider it. So it kind of sucks for most people who are especially trying to get into real estate because it's a lot easier when it's a buyer's market. That way you can kind of get in at a good price or even sometimes at a discount price, right? I talk about the properties that I got during COVID. I was able to get them for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 under what the market value was, just because the market was cold and people weren't buying, right? People didn't know what was going on. So you gotta adjust. So I still wanted to keep getting properties and adding them to my portfolio, and I wasn't gonna let this crazy housing market slow me down from my goal, right? So sometimes we have a plan, we have a goal, and sometimes we just have to kind of reroute our plan to still get to the goal, right? My goal is to keep acquiring properties. I don't want to let time go by without either pursuing to get a property or closing on a property. So I have this thing now where every 3 to 4 months I either need to be in a deal or I need to be closing a deal. So that's a little goal that I'm setting for myself. So hopefully you guys have your own real estate goals or whatever it is that you guys are doing. Hopefully you guys have goals, and just adjust. Things are going to come in the way, things are going to happen, and then you just got to adjust and keep it pushing. So anyways, so I got a property off of auction, right? Way undervalued. I wasn't able to really do the good due diligence that I wanted. I kind of rushed it, and I probably, if I would have had the time to go look at this property, I probably wouldn't have got it because it has a lot of foundation issues. The roof has holes in it. It's 2 stories. Both levels need to pretty much be completely gutted and completely redone, right? It's in bad shape. So it would be, a flipper's dream. But as I tell you guys all the time, I'm not into the fix and flip. That's not my style. That's not my style of uh that's not my style of real estate investing. So I had to switch up and keep going, right? That's what we always preach about. We always preach about, sometimes things will just get in the way and just keep going. So that's what I did. I went the auction route, and I got this house. It was way undervalued. But like I said, so I bought the property, and right away, as soon as I got the property, I reached out to a property management group that's in the area. Right, it was in a complete different state. It wasn't in the state that I'm in, and I had them go look at it for me. So it didn't cost any money. So you can reach out to property managers. It's not going to cost you any money to have them do some work for you, right? So I'm having them do the legwork. I'm having them go check the property out for me. I had them bring out a contractor to assess the property as well, right? So I'm knocking out 2 birds with one stone. One, I have the property manager going for free for me. Like I said, it's in a complete different state. It didn't cost me anything. I'm not obligated to sign with this property management group until they need to go look at the property too and see if it's a property that they can actually manage, right? So all I did was got online, just like I always preach to you guys about. I found some companies and then I reached out. So I reached out. I liked what they were talking about. They sent me over their contract, in case things went well. So they went, looked at it for me, brought a contractor with them. So when the contractor went with them, he was taking notes to get estimates in case I wanted to repair. Because like I told you guys before, I didn't know if this was going to be a fix and flip. I didn't know if it was just going to need a little bit of work, right? I didn't know, because like I said, when you buy from the auctions, they don't necessarily show you how the inside looks. So they just would maybe show pictures on the outside, and then you just kind of have to go look. So that's kind of the whole point of the auction. So once they went in, did the work, the property management called me back. They gave me what the estimate of what that contractor thought it would cost to fix. So, okay, so I have all those numbers. I went back to the drawing board. And then I had a class, and I told you guys what happened, and I didn't have any update after that. So now I have some updates. So now I contacted a I didn't contact one of my real estate agents hit me up and just checking in with me and just seeing how I was doing and asked me if I was looking to sell any properties or if I had any friends, right? I told you guys I network with my real estate agents. We're not the best of friends, but we keep contact. It's just good to do, you know what I mean? I check in with them, they check in with me. It's not always business, but sometimes, there might be a little, hey, if you're looking for something, let me know. Or or I might be looking for something. I'm like, hey, I'm back in the hunt because sometimes I take a little break. But anyway, so one of my real estate agents reached out and was like, hey, you looking to sell anything or do you have anybody looking to sell? And I said, well, actually, I have a property that I just got that's in Illinois that I end up getting from, or Illinois, that I end up getting from auction, and I'm looking to do something with it. But what do you recommend? Do you have any buyers that are fix and flippers, or what do you got? So she said, let me make a few calls and I'll get back with you. So within 20 minutes, she was like, hey, I have a realtor in the area. She's really good. She wants to work with you and do some stuff. So she gave the realtor my number. The realtor called me. That's in the state where I got the property. And we built that rapport. So we started talking. She asked me what my vision was. So remember how I always tell you guys, always be completely upfront with your real estate agent because they're on your side, they're on your team. So they can't do something for you if you don't guide them and tell them exactly what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you're trying to do, right? So when I talked to her, we just kind of talked real quick. We didn't talk shop right away, just kind of introduced ourselves. She asked if I had any kids. I asked, if she likes the area, just a little small talk. And then we kind of dove in, we got to it. So she said, hey, what are you looking for? What are you looking to get for this property? She didn't even know the condition of it yet. So I had videos and stuff and pictures from the property manager. So I sent them over to her. I said, yeah, it's a distressed property. It needs a complete rehab. Like it's horrible. It's bad. So she said, okay. So she went, she looked at it. She didn't even stay in the house for 5 minutes. It was so disgusting to her. She said she couldn't even be in it. And she's never done these type of deals. So remember, it's always good to have realtors that are experienced, that are looking for investors to fix and flip. Because a lot of times, if you find an agent who does a lot of fix and flips, they'll have buyers in their pocket. So this agent, she says she's never done this type of deal, but she does have a good list of clients and she's been in the real estate game for a while. So she was really knowledgeable. And she's not someone that typically deals with fix and flips or houses that are this distressed, but she already got on it. So she had someone, she said, she recommended that I get the grass cut just to give it that curb appeal. So she had someone for me. She sent me multiple quotes of people that could go cut the yard. So the guy that went and cut the yard for me, I actually paid him, and I paid him $20 more than what he asked. And the reason I did that was because I wanted him to know I'm serious, because I'm gonna acquire more properties in this area, because I like the value, what I got it at. I like what I see in the direction of where the values are going. So I'm trying to build a team. So it's nothing for me to send him an extra $20 because he did a good job. The yard was crazy. You know what I mean? He had to do a little extra. And then after I paid him the extra, he called me and he said, hey, you sent me an extra $20. I was like, no, that's a tip for you. Like, I appreciate it. Like, thank you. I know it was a lot. So he said, no, I can send it back. It's no, I don't want you to pay more. And I was like, no, you keep that. I appreciate it. If I have other properties, I'm going to call you. So now what this is doing is building a good relationship with me and this landscaper. So now when I acquire more properties in the area, I have a landscaper in my pocket, right? I know he might not put me first, but he's going to remember, oh man, this guy hooked me up, that one time. So now it's going to put a little pep in his step. And if I do need something done, he might be more willing to, fit me in at a time that he couldn't, you know what I mean? Not necessarily saying that it's going to happen. It might not happen. Who knows? But, from past experience, when you kind of go a little more for people, they kind of remember like, oh, okay, yeah, this person kind of tipped me pretty good. Or, what I mean? It was cool dealing with this person. So always keep that stuff in mind. Not saying that you have to always do that. Not saying that that's going to always work or it's going to benefit you in some way. It's just good practice, especially when you're building your team. And I'm going to do the same thing with this real estate agent that I'm working with. I'm going to send her, once we close this deal, she doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to send her a nice gift basket because she's putting in a lot of work for me. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. So she listed the property for me. And the first day she listed it, she had 3 people contact her that wanted to come look at it. Right. So that's good for me, good for her. Because she's going to make money if I sell this property. So she listed it. right away. And as the guy was cutting the grass, people were going to look at the property. So I got one good offer, one person didn't offer, and the other person just kind of lowballed me. So I had one offer that was close to what I paid for already. So I renegotiated with this person, and they're just giving it a little time, probably to see if I get any more offers or anything like that. So this tells me multiple things, right? I got three offers as soon as it got listed, and there's been other people that are going to go look at it next week as well. But that just tells me, I made a good investment. I'm already getting buyers. I'm already getting people putting in offers. Mind you, all I had to do was just take the time, learn how to go in the auction, and risk my money. Now I have other people working for me. I had the property management working for me. I didn't have to pay them. The only time I'm going to have to pay them is if I want them to end up managing this property. So if I can't sell this property down the road, I told them, hey, I appreciate you guys. If I have any other investors, I'm going to send them your way. I appreciate, you guys going out there, taking a look for me, getting the estimates. If I do keep this property or acquire more, I will guarantee use you guys for property management. And I will, right? Because they did a lot for me. They went out, took pictures, took videos, gave me rates. And then my real estate agent out, like I said, I've never worked with her. She's never worked with me. This is our first property together. It's a complete distressed property. It's not something she typically deals with, but I'm going to take care of her too, right? She's already getting offers on it, right? The ball is moving, right? That's all I want. That's all I really wanted, was to get the ball moving and see where this will go. So that's kind of where I'm at with that property. So the same agent asked me, like, what type of deals are you looking for? So I told her, I said, hey, I'm looking for fourplexes that are under 350,000. I'm looking for ones that are bringing in anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 plus in the rents. I'm looking for good occupancy rates. I'm looking for something that's not very distressed, something that's pretty much turnkey. And she got right on it, and she sent me one, and we put in an offer. So right now we're just in the phase. They're going to get back to me on Monday. And on this one, I just put the asking offer. I didn't put anything over. I'm done going over on properties unless I really see a diamond in the rough and I feel like it's worth putting that much more into it. But yeah, so I got another offer in with this same agent, and you know what I mean? So I reached back out to the property management. I said, hey, I'm looking at getting this fourplex in the area, and I want you guys to manage it if I get it. So it's I'm creating this system for myself. Now I have contacts. I've touched base. I've texted. I've talked to these people on the phone. So they've got to hear me. I've got to hear them. We've sent emails. You know what I mean? We've had small talk. So I know a little bit about the property managers. I know, what they are going to require and what they're going to want. I know a little bit about the real estate agent. I know how she operates. She's quick. She gets back to me right away. She lets me know. She texts me, hey, I got 3 people going at this time, this time, this time. I'm going to call you after each person leaves. So every time someone goes and they leave, she calls me. She says, hey, this person wasn't really feeling it. She said, this person was like, oh, it needs too much work. They put in this offer. And then so it's like, it's this team that's doing all the work for me. And it's not even costing me anything, because my real estate agent will make her money when she sells, and then she also has to split commission, because remember, I got referred to her from one of my other real estate agents that's in a complete different state. So the agent that I work with that referred me to her, they don't even know each other. My agent, like I said, she has people all over. Someone recommended her, and then so now she's working with her. So my real estate agent that I work with on a regular is going to get paid. This new agent's going to get paid, and I'm going to get paid. And it's like, I'm keep building this network, this system that I'm telling you guys, right? You can't be afraid to get on the phone and talk with people. You can't be afraid to text, and just be honest with people, be open. Tell them what it is that you're trying to do. If you're new to this and you don't know, just tell them, hey, I'm new. I don't really know. I'm open for suggestions, kind of help guide me if you can. This is what I might be looking to do. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that one, and the other new property. So that new property that I put the offer in, the next time we have this class, when we go over something, I'll be telling you guys, kind of keeping you guys updated with that deal, whether if they accepted the offer, whether if they countered the offer, or if they just declined. So as of now, there's only 2 other offers that are in. I don't know what they are, but I'll find out, like I said, once we get to the end of things. So that's where I'm at on my real estate journey at the moment. I have my machine with all my other properties. Everything is a well-oiled machine. I have people handling everything for me. I have, like I said, property managers in different states, realtors in different states, lenders in different states, lawyers in different states if need be. So all these things, and it's, I you don't have to check in with these people all the time. It might just be send an email just saying, hey, just, checking in, seeing how everything is going, right? It could be something as simple as that. People remember that little stuff, and it really goes a long way. Especially, I had a lender reach out to me. They have better rates for a property for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and refinance. I'm gonna refinance one of my properties and go at those better rates. So it's like I got lenders hitting me up trying to save me money. Obviously, it's going to make them money too, right? By refinancing, but it's going to save me money, and the numbers make sense. The numbers is going to not only save me money monthly, it's going to end up saving me money in the long run because I'm going to get creative with this deal, and I have other plans with it. So that's kind of where I want you guys to kind of get to, right? Just get out here, start talking, networking. It's not going to hurt you, right? It's not costing me anything to reach out to the property managers, the real estate agents. It's not costing me a dime. Like, I just get to sit back and just, if the value in the property keeps going up, which it is. She just told me that one of the houses on the block sold for a little bit more, so the property values are increasing in that area. So even if I have to sit on that property that I got that is horrible, I'm gonna just keep sitting, and the value is still gonna keep rising. If the value in the area continues to increase, the value of that property continues to increase as well. So you can't look at it as how it looks now. You need to look at what they call the ARV, right? The after repair value. That's what you need to be worried about, not what the condition is. That's what people do. They find properties that are in horrible condition, and they're worried about what the ARV is going to be, the after repair value. How much is it going to cost you to buy it? How much is it going to cost you to repair it? What are those numbers going to be together, and how is that compared to the after repair value? You know what I mean? You want to be to where you do all that and you're still up, right? You want to find a $300,000 property, not saying that mine is, but you want to find a $300,000 property that you can find for maybe 50 to 100,000, that needs about maybe 50 to 100,000, that puts you all in at about 200, 225,000. That leaves you 75,000 to that $300,000 after repair value. So that gives you some leverage to go, if you're going to fix it, to flip and sell, if you're going to do the BRRRR and refinance, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the strategies for that. So that's kind of all I got for you guys for today. I know this was kind of a quick one. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys the deals that I'm in. I wanted you guys to kind of hear the process and the steps that it kind of took, where I'm at in those deals, and how I'm moving forward and how I'm continuing to press on. So like I said, I had to get creative. I got creative, and I'm going with it. This is not a part of real estate that I'm used to doing. Like I told you guys, this is my first property I ever got from an auction. It's not something I usually do. So it's still a learning process for me. So I'm learning a few things that, okay, so now for my next property that I'm gonna get on auction, I know exactly how I'm gonna go about it a little bit differently. And I'm sure as I continue, I'm gonna keep learning and I'm gonna keep growing. And I might turn this buying houses from auctions, and I might turn that into another real estate empire. Who knows? So that's all I got for you guys on that. So let's open the floor up. We're gonna do some Q&As. Like I said, you guys can ask me whatever you guys want to. Like I said, if I don't know, I don't know. I don't know everything about real estate. I do know, quite a bit. I have my hands touching multiple areas of real estate. But yeah, so if I don't know, I'll just let you guys know I don't know, and I'll try to help find the answer for you guys. But yeah, go ahead and start firing off. Any questions you guys got for me? The floor is open.
Hi, I have a question.
Hey, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I missed the part where you said how much you actually paid on this property. Like, how much money do you actually need to even start the whole auctioning process?
Okay, that's a really good question. So, um, the auction world isn't it's not all the way saturated just yet. I mean, there's not a lot of people in there, but there still are a lot of investors in there. So depending on the auction type, depending on, whether if it's online or in person. So the ones that I were doing were online, and it varies, right? I've seen properties go for as low as $500. I've seen properties go for as much as a couple 100,000, right? So it really varies. It depends on the state you're getting the property in, where it's being auctioned at. It depends on the type of auction that it is, whether if it's like a tax deed or a tax lien, or or whatever else type of auction, the size of the house, like I said, the area that it's in, and then you have to think that you're going up against other investors as well. So just depending on the time of day, if you happen to catch, that one good auction that it might be the middle of the day and a lot of people can't get to it, you might be able to find better deals. But to say what specific amount you need is I can't say that. There is no specific amount. There's dollar auctions out there where you can get land and you can get property for as low as $1. Like, it's harder to do because more and more people are going to bid on them. But there are people that have gotten land deals or they've gotten auction for just $1, because there are auctions that start out as $1 with no cap. Some auctions have minimum buys, some auctions don't have minimums. Some auctions, they'll just start the minimum buy price at whatever is owed in back taxes. Sometimes it might be close to what the value of the home might be, right? There's so many different variables. So to say how much you need is always going to vary. And that's the tricky thing about auctions is have your limit, and then just let's just say for you $15,000 is your limit. So what you want to do is you just want to keep going, finding different auctions, because there's sheriff auctions, there's county auctions, there's bank auctions, there's so many different auctions. You just have to dig deep into that world, search online, go to them, talk to your county assessor to figure out when your county's next auctions are and things like that. Like I said, some are going to be in person, some are going to be online, but to say exactly how much you need, it's really going to vary because there's so many different price points. So I hope that kind of answers your question. I know it's not like a direct answer, but I hope it answers some at least.
It does. Thank you. And if you have a chance, if you can provide some of the links or auction sites that you use, that would be helpful.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Yo, Ace, quick question.
What's up, Tosh?
Appreciate you as always, brother. I was wondering, I've been looking on auction.com and I noticed that a lot of these houses have a reserve. Do you have to actually meet the reserve in order to win the auction, or how do you know any idea of kind of how that works?
Yeah, so that's those reserve prices, and some of the auctions will show you what the reserve price is, and some of them won't show you. And I believe auction.com, I don't think they show you. But if you look, you see that I was telling the last person about the $1 start and bid auctions. Auction.com does have those. But yeah, so for the reserve, so what it is kind of like if you guys have ever bid on eBay, but the thing about eBay is they show you the reserve. So most of these, like if the home is in good condition or if the home has good value, you can most of the time assume that, especially on like auctions.com, that they're going to want close to what the value of the home is, right? So let's say the home is valued at 125,000, right? We're just using that as example purposes. Most of the time, they're going to want very close to it. They're going to want probably anywhere from 90 to like 110, if not sometimes the actual value, just if it's in a hot area where the value is going up. I mean, like I said, that's another thing where there's so many variables, and sometimes it might not be. You just don't know. It depends on who the seller is, right? If it's the bank or if it's a mortgage company or whoever it is that owns that home, it's up to them on exactly what they're willing to take. So sometimes it might be a good property and they might not be pressed for it, and so they're just going to keep listing it until they end up getting that reserve. So try looking for those auctions that don't have the reserves, and like I said, you just got to keep going through them. There's going to be a lot of them out there.
All right, cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, because I've mostly been looking on auction.com, and literally like a lot of the houses are good looking houses, and they pretty much all they actually been showing the reserve on there. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask to make sure, because I actually bid on a couple of them and I got outbid, but I noticed those same houses pop back up on there like a week later. So I just automatically assumed that they probably want to either, like you said, meet at least 90% of that, or if not the whole reserve amount in order to win it. So yeah, man, I appreciate it. Also, I saw that Chris bought a brand new car and put it on Turo like ASAP. Are you gonna get into that or?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into it, man. I have so many things going on, man, but it's dope because like I always talk about, we have this system where it's like we're all always doing something different, right? We have like our little group, and we always talk about it, and we always want someone doing something different, right? We don't want the same people doing the same stuff until someone gets it up and running, and then once someone gets things going smooth, they can be like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this. Don't do this, don't do that. Because Ashley was kind of like our guinea pig. Ashley is Chris's sister. She was kind of like our
Yeah.
guinea pig, right? She was the first one to start it. Her car got stolen. So now we're like,
What?
okay, we need to have the kill switch and we need to have the tracker, right? So it's like it's a learning process that we're all doing and going through together. And it's dope because it's like we have so many people. Like right now, I'm the guinea pig for the auctions, for buying the homes on the auctions, right? I'm the guinea pig. I'm learning it. I'm getting it figured out. So that way, by year 2, year 3, I can pass it on to Chris, my other homeboys. I can pass it on to whoever else. And I'm like, okay, I've been doing this for 2-3 years. These are the ups that I've had. These are the downs that I've had. So you guys can do this. So you guys can be successful with it. And that's what that's why it's so important to get your friends and your family involved if you can, right? I have a lot of friends and a lot of family members who just don't want to do this stuff, but the ones that do want to do it, we're constantly building, and we're just we're playing off of each other. Like it's like a video game almost, but it's like we're making money from doing it, and it's dope because it's all different stuff. You know what I mean? It's new for all of us, and we're just all constantly taking that risk. But it's like we know that worst case scenario, we can kind of fall back on each other, which is kind of cool. Like it allows us to take bigger risks, because I know if I were to take huge risk and I lose all my money, I can go sleep on Chris's couch. Or if he takes all these big risks and lose all his money, he can come sleep on my couch, or vice versa. So that's kind of what we want other people to kind of get into, because it's working, right? It's working for us. It could definitely work for you guys as well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate that, because I'm literally like been doing all my research on the whole Toro thing, and it's good to know that, because I didn't. It kind of crossed my mind, but I didn't really think that too deep into it as far as like putting the tracker on my car or whatever. But I'm definitely gonna consider that, because once I'm about to be back in Cali in a couple of days, so as soon as I hit the ground, I'm moving.
Yeah. Definitely, but no, it's good because there's a rental shortage everywhere, right? Because a lot of these rental companies had to sell off a lot of their fleet to maintain when COVID was really hitting, and they couldn't rent out any cars. So that's what they were doing. They were selling a lot of the cars. So there's a very huge shortage. So anyone that's listing their car on like Toro and Hire Car, and we have someone in here named Chris. I'm sure he's probably in here listening. Once he listed his car, he's been getting people back to back, right? A different Chris, not Chris Johnson, but a different Chris. He's done it as well. And he's been making money from it. And Chris listed his car within 10 minutes. He got Chris Johnson listed his new car within 10 minutes. He got it rented out. And other people we know doing it, they're getting their stuff rented out. So I'm slow to the grind. I'm slow to that grind, but I'm gonna get my feet wet here pretty soon.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Another quick.
Oh, so go ahead.
No, you good, Chris?
So I wanted to, because I know you're asking questions about the Turo thing, so I just want to give you a little bit of background on what I did. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a 2013 Kia for $6K with 23,000 miles on it. I got real lucky, blessed, to be honest with you, because I took it to a dealership, and the dealership selling that same exact car for $12,500. So, but what ended up happening with me is I had the car for a little bit. I drove it for 1,000 miles to make sure the car was fine, just to make sure, because I bought it cash. And then what I did was I took it to a mechanic. I got it checked out. I also got the recalls done to make sure if they steal it or if they crash it, that way I get my full insurance claim, because if you don't get the recalls done, you won't get your claim. Also, the GPS tracker that I use is called TrackMate GPS. It's on Amazon. It's about $89.99 to get the one with the kill switch. It includes for $9.99 a month. It includes every 3 minutes it'll update in real time where the car is. So that way, if somebody does try to steal your car, you're in a good position. But I'll tell you, man, get into it. Don't hesitate. Literally, I listed my car, and I was in the process of doing the COVID test, or like the COVID course that they make you go through on the app. And within 60 seconds, I'm not even exaggerating, within 60 seconds, I had it booked for a week and a half. Now, an update, I have it booked for all of June already. So don't hesitate. Jump into it. It's good. What I'm focusing on now is I'm trying to find cash cars. I went to the dealership, And I try to find cars, but right now I have a couple friends that work at dealerships, and they're like, "Look, we're charging an extra $3, $4, $5, $6, $7,000 extra for cars that are 2008, 2009." So like, the market's crazy. So if you can, I would try to see if you can find a cash car to try it out to see if you like it and if you enjoy it, and then jump into financing a car, because cars right now being financed, man, they are eating it up. I had the Honda record here. I called the Honda record here for Honda Tampa Bay. Last year, their record was like 1.3 million. Halfway in the year, they're already at 2.3 million for this year at that location, which just tells me that they're selling the crap out of these cars. So, but it's been great. Like I said, I'm trying to do. I'm so happy that Chris Johnson's got into it too, because you see, like, you keep on seeing everybody list their cars and they're getting booked out instantly, which now what I'm focusing on, because I'm working on my credit, when I get my credit up, I'm going to go ahead and try to get a fourplex, but those are overpriced right now too in my area. But the point is I'm going to try to get 2-3 more cars and list it on there, and that income can go ahead and pay for example, a fourplex, even if I have to pay a little bit more. So it's a great business. So far, it's been good. I actually get the car on Tuesday from my first renter. I have a little gift for her, just kind of give her, I have a little tiny bottle of wine and like a card saying thank you for being my first renter and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it's been great. And Ace, I got to tell you, man, thank you so much, because you told me to go put it into action. And if you put it in perspective, I've already made, what was the number? I think $917 already. Let me pull it up, make sure. Yep, $917 already off of that. So if you put it in perspective, I spent $6K in about 6 months. I should break even. And then during holiday time and stuff like that, when Christmas comes, I'm going to raise the price. So it might be even a little bit quicker that I get that money back. And then it's all profit from there.
Yep. So you're
it's
looking at nothing but profit for 2022. How dope is
Yep.
that?
Exactly. Like, and put that in perspective, like, from a cash car, so no car payment, all I got to pay the insurance, because I added on to my current insurance, is like $150 a month. So I'll be profiting on, if it stays booked out consistently and I keep on messing with the numbers, it'll stay booked out and I'll profit anywhere from like $600 to $700 to $800 a month. So it's been working out so far. If anybody's thinking about it, I highly suggest you get into it now, especially when summertime is coming up. If you live in California, Florida, Texas, Georgia, any of those places where people are tending to travel more often, get into it, because there is not, some people think, well, everybody's doing it. It might be oversaturated. There's so many opportunities to do this, because the rental car companies are charging $250 a day for a Camry. Like,
yep.
You can go on Turo and pay $250 a day. You can get not a Rolls Royce, but like you can get an i8, or you can get a Charger. You can get like something nice to drive. So yeah, it's been working out great.
Yep.
Quick question, actually, two-part question. One question is for Chris Khan and another one is for you, Ace. Ace, as far as that property you got on the auction, is there like a certain, like, let's say, percentage you're looking to get on a return on that you kind of set for that particular property, or you just kind of looking to get as much as you can get based on the area, or how are you doing that? And my next question for you, Chris, was is it like a certain amount of mileage you have to have under, when you get put one of these cars on Turo?
Yes, sir. Yes. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
All right, so the mileage limit for Turo is 130,000 miles. If it's under 130,000 miles, you're good to go. It has to be 13 years or newer, but this is something I've learned as well. If you can get a car that's in immaculate condition, and if, let's say you have 120,000 miles on it and you get it cash for a really good price, as long as the safety standards of that car are still accurate with the times for 2021, and also the car is in great condition, if you list it before 130,000, you can keep it on there till it's 200,000 miles. So what I'm looking for, this is the parameters I'm looking for on Facebook Marketplace. I want to spend anywhere from 6 to 8K. I want it to be a 2015 or newer now, and I want it to be at least 80,000 miles. I don't want it to be, and I don't want to go over 100,000 miles. That way, if something happens, I have at least 30,000 miles I can use it for. But that's what I'm looking for.
Right. And before I answer your question, and hopefully I don't forget, because I feel like a little rant is getting ready to come on out of me. But this is man, this stuff really puts a smile on my face listening to you guys kind of chop it up. You know what I mean? That's that's what this is all about. This is exactly what Wealth Squad is about. We have people leveling up, we have people sharing knowledge, we have people putting stuff to action. Like this is really what it's about, right? And you guys do give a lot of praise to me and Chris and all that stuff, but really we're just putting out the information and the knowledge. It's up to you guys to actually get out there and do it, right? Chris is the one putting in the work. Yeah, I'm telling him, yeah, do it, do this, and do this, but he's actually the one. Like, you guys have to put in the work. This is what I mean, and you guys get to reap the rewards from putting in the work, right? Chris got into this without knowing, he didn't know. He was always hitting me up, questions for this, and I told him, keep hitting me up, keep asking me questions, but at some point you just got to take that dive. You got to take that risk. He took that $6,000 risk, right? That's no chump change. I don't care, how much money a person has. $6,000 is no chump change to just take on something that you just don't know what way it's going to go. So, salute to you, Chris, for constantly taking action, for, keep moving forward, not slowing down with this, keep going, man. Keep turning this into something. And as you guys heard his story, he wants to get into real estate, but his credit wasn't right. He might be wanting to save, but he's not stopping. He's doing something. So now he's increasing his income. He's working on his credit. So that's just going to really play off well for if you do want to get into real estate. It's just, all this stuff is going to really just benefit you. And you don't see it right now, but once you do get that first property under your belt, you're going to look back and be like, man, I'm really glad, I decided to go this Turo route and do something to, get this extra income coming in. And it's something that's teaching you another skill. You can pass it along to your family members, your friends that are, whatever. They might not be in the same state as you. They might be somewhere else. And you be like, hey, have you guys heard of this thing called Turo or Hire Car? I'm doing this right now. This is what I did. I'm finding cars on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, whatever, pay cash, boom, boom, boom. This is how you can make an extra 150, 200, you know what I mean? So as you guys heard, he's not coming out profit right away, but this time next year, every month is going to be profit. The car is going to be paid back. And then he's just going to continue making money from that stage forward. And then eventually, if that car is not doing well, he can turn around and sell the car for, $1,500, $2,000 or whatever. He got the money back for it. He's made money from it. And then he's going to keep making money from it after that. So it's like, that's what you guys need to get into. That's what you guys need to do. All right. That's my little rant. So Taj, to answer your question. So before I purchased this property, I looked at comps in the area. So I was able to see the square feet, and I was able to see how many beds and how many baths, and I was able to have the address for this property. So I did a comparable in the area and looked and seen what properties were going for, what the rents were going for. So I just kind of was making my assumptions and judgments off of that. So I figured if I can get this property for X amount, it's valued at Y amount, it needs Z amount of work. It kind of gave me a good ballpark. So I kind of went high end, like how much, worst case scenario, how much work would I have to put in it? Would it still put me close to what the value of it is or what the comps are going for in the area? So that's kind of what I was going at, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to sell it for what it would be actually worth if it was fixed. I needed to get it for low enough to where I could sell it for high enough to where I would make profit, and it still was low enough for an investor to come in and be able to put in all the work, because it needs a lot of work. So, as long as I can make, I'm not necessarily looking to see what the ROI is going to be, not necessarily, because this is just kind of a test run. I'm just kind of, and it's a big amount of money to be doing a test run, but I'm looking to turn this into something bigger. So, I'm risking, a good amount of money up front, and it's been working out, because I could have already sold it and pretty much just got my money back, maybe took a little hit, maybe about $500 to $1,000 just to kind of see. But getting all these offers in, after it being listed after the first day, I'm not gonna sell this for less than what I want to sell for until maybe a year or two down the road comes. But by then I'll have a different game plan. So that's to answer that question.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
And I just want to add one more thing, Ace, not to get too personal into my personal story, but yeah, I just want to give you guys some perspective, because I think this is important to share, because I don't know if anybody else has. It's just important to share.
Man. This is the form for it.
So I was just laid off this month from my company that I worked for the last 3 years. And I was agent of the year. I was top agent for my company. I was a $1 million producer for them. I was a 6-figure earner. And I'll tell you, if I didn't take the leap to do this Turo thing, it's like almost everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
Because if I didn't take the leap to do this Turo thing, I would be right now. I've invested a lot into the stock market. I've got money there, but I don't actively day trade. It's more of long-term investing.
Right.
So like if I didn't do this Turo thing, I wouldn't have any income coming in. So like I just want to put that in perspective, because imagine if I was working for a company for 20 years and something happens and you get laid off. And if you have no other streams of income, like what are you going to do? And this really it really hit home because it just happened to me. I'm like, it put into perspective why we're doing this, right? We're doing this to create generational wealth. We're doing this to create multiple streams of income, because when you rely on one stream of income, no matter what job you have, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, you could be a teacher, whatever it may be. One day, somebody else controls that. Somebody else has the ultimate deciding factor on whether or not you're going to be working for that company, right? So I just want to give perspective on that, because the Turo thing has showed me if I wouldn't have, right now I'd be scrambling. But now I feel so calm and confident. I have capital that I have that I can put towards getting more cars under my fleet that are ultimately going to replace that income altogether. I'm forming an LLC, so that way when I do have time, or when I'm ready to get into real estate with my credit, I can pay myself under my LLC through the Turo, and it'll look like I'm still collecting a check. Yep. So I'm figuring this out. But if it wasn't for Wealth Squad, 1, and 2, for me taking the leap and putting it into action, I would be really scrambling. I just had a newborn in last September, so like it just really hit home and it put it in perspective. I just want to share that because I know it's real raw, it's real life. But like, you gotta, if you're on the fence, you don't, and if you are working a job right now and you've been working there for years, don't ever get comfortable. I thought, like I said, I was agent of the year for the year 2019 and 2020, and I still got laid off. So like, it doesn't matter what you do for these companies. If you don't have something for yourself under your name, doing something for yourself, you're not secure. You never are truly secure. So I want to appreciate you. Like, again, Ace, I appreciate you, man, for helping me put it into action, motivating me to do that. And I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. So I just wanted to share that.
Don't stop, man. Thanks for sharing your story. That's really dope. And, you know, if any of you guys have been following me on social media for a while, I talk about that all the time. Never rely on one source of income. Don't rely on these jobs because they don't care about us. And if you think about it, it's not your company or your job's responsibility to care about you, right? So when I say that, I mean it like as in you need to be relying on yourself, because at any moment, any company can go under, right? We've seen so many companies, even before COVID happened, it could just happen. You just never know. There could be a scandal within the company. Something bad could happen within the company. The company might go bankrupt. You don't know what your company's financials are, right? You don't know what's really going on. So at any moment, you could be laid off, and then what, right? And then that's when people really go into like a deep depression. They're in fear, they're scrambling, you know, they're trying to figure stuff out. So now that's just adding more stress. Your bills aren't going to ever stop, right? Your bills will, I promise you. You know, I have family members who are, you know, in their 90s. Their bills have not stopped, right? They still get bills in their 90s. It doesn't matter. I know people who are super wealthy, they still have bills every month. I know people who are super broke, poor, they still have bills every month, right? So we know for sure that the bills are never going to stop. But what can stop is if you work for someone, if you work, you know, a 9 to 5 or however you want to call it, you can be laid off at any moment. They don't care about your bills. They don't care about if your kids are sick and you got to pay this for that. They don't give a damn, and it's not on them. It's not their responsibility to worry about what you have going on. So when we say, you know, 9 to 5s don't care about you, this is not taking a shot. That's not throwing shade at these businesses or companies, because it's not their responsibility to care about you. Why? You know, you're there to do a job, right? You're there to do a job for them. And then, so that's what you're supposed to do. They're worried about the type of job that you do. So, you know, it's your responsibility to secure yourself and to secure your family, right? It's your responsibility to be smart with your money, to educate yourself about your money, how to invest, how to do this, how, you know, how can I save this and that? You know, so many people act like they have a money making problem when really they have a spending issue, right? I'll spend time with people and I'll see what they spend their money on, and they'll complain about while they're broke. But I'm like, you have every single streaming service in the world. You have monthly subscriptions to everything in the world. You constantly are shopping. You're constantly eating out. You drive a car you can't afford. You live in an apartment that's, wants to be a luxury apartment, but you don't have luxury apartment money, right? I know we all want these nice things and we want to drive this and have this, right? Of course, who doesn't want that? But if you don't have the funds and the money that you're if the money that you're bringing in can't afford that lifestyle, do what you need to do so you can get to that lifestyle that you want to live. Because no one's gonna just come drop a bag of money at your door. You got to get out here and cut grasses if you need to. Find used cars for a good price, clean them up, list them up on HireCar if you need to. Leverage the first time home buyer program to get into your first property for free, and then make money on the side by doing all these different side hustles, stack your money up, refinance that property in a year, and then leverage that to get into your next property. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to do so much to make sure that you're stable. And Chris, it's probably a good thing that you got laid off from that job, because now you're in a position where you have to rely on yourself, right? You're not relying on the company. You just had a newborn baby. Your family is looking up to you, depending on you, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're out here taking risks. You're getting shit done. That's what it takes. And you're gonna start seeing that now you can rely on yourself. Your family can rely on yourself. So that's just gonna keep, that's gonna level you up as a person. It changes you when you go from working for somebody and relying on somebody else for money to when you figure out that you can do it from yourself. It changes you guys. It really puts a fire in you. It makes you want to get out and get more, right? You want to keep growing. You're like, man, if I can do it, like, if I can make 1,000 this month, what's stopping me from making 1,200 next month, right? What do I got to do to get to that level? What do I got to do to get to 3,000 a month? What do I got to do to get to 5,000 a month? What do I got to do to get to 10,000 a month, right? It's like these little milestones that you just keep breaking down these barriers and you just keep going. That's what, I want all you guys to do. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be real estate. It doesn't have to be Turo car or HireCar or Turo. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be this, it doesn't have to be that, but it has to be something. And there's so many different things out there for people to get their hands into. I mean, there's so many things. There's a guy that goes around my neighborhood. He has a spray can, and he has all these numbers, and he just goes door to door and he does people's their curve for their number, and he puts like a logo. So I'm in Vegas, so a lot of people are Raiders fans now. So he brings like the Raiders fan. He has like a Raiders logo, and then he has like a few other ones. And I don't know what he charges, but I see him always out there. Like it's a cool little hustle, right? There's so many things that need to be done. You guys just got to get out here and do something. Can't just sit around the house, watch Netflix all day. I mean, you can, if that's what you want to do, but that's not going to bring you any money. It's not going to benefit you anyway. So it's like, start doing things that are going to benefit you. But yeah, that's my little rant for that. So we're still on the Q&A if you guys got any other questions.
I got a question, Ace. So I went to a garage sale about a month ago. I posted on my page, and I got it was an old Buccaneers photographer. He had thousands and thousands of sports cards. So I bought I bought the whole table for $300. Where I've been doing research, and I know I can sell, if I get them all graded, I can sell them. But to get them graded, it's going to take a pretty penny, and I don't really there's thousands of them, so it's going to be a lot. Do you have any references or any places that you know of that that buy and sell cards and stuff like that? Or do you know, should I look into going to the flea market?
I have a guy. Shoot me a message and I'll get you in contact with him.
Bet. Appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Hey, Ace, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm actually an agent, real estate agent in Florida, and I'm trying to go do more virtual real estate. There's some, Florida's a very hot market, so I'm constantly getting outbid for properties here.
Right.
And so basically, I wanted to look for other markets, upper Midwest, where the prices are relatively lower as an entry point. The one thing that I want to know is, are you used to using hard money lenders?
I have hard money lenders, but I try not to. That's kind of a real last resort for me.
Right.
That's one of the last routes I go.
Okay.
So what are you trying to do exactly? Are you just trying to branch out or what?
Well, we do predominantly fix and flips here in Florida, like I said, but I want to do because I keep constantly getting outbid on the properties, and obviously the higher price goes, the less profit you're going to make in the end.
Right.
Even though people are outbidding each other, so I don't want to get into those types of situations anymore because you basically lose profit every time you bid
Right.
up a little bit higher.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to go into areas, different areas around the country. I belong to a like a wholesale network, and
Okay.
so I come across a lot of deals all the time. Not only in Florida, but in North Carolina, Ohio, Indiana, places like that, and even in Chicago. So I have access to I constantly get deals. It's just a matter of getting funds for all these projects. Because
Right.
I mean, if I could start every a deal a month, a flip a month, or buy rental properties every single month. But it's obviously I don't have the capital, kind of like you guys, to get started right off the bat.
I have a really good hard money lender, and I'm not really. Is that what you're looking for?
I'm looking for like hard money lenders and also some advice because obviously you do virtual.
Right.
So I mean, how also do you pay the contractors? Because obviously they're in a different state.
Right.
And so I mean, do you obviously I don't want to pay them off right off the bat. I kind of want to do the technique that we do here in Florida, which we give them we basically break it down into 3 payments. The first one is to get them started, and then halfway through they get another one, and then when the work is done, we pay them the 3rd time.
Yep. I usually do enforce.
Okay.
So when I've done my out of state, when I've dealt with out of state contractors, I go through my property manager and have them act for me, right? So what I do is
Gotcha.
have them get with the contractors, and then I always want multiple bids on everything that they're going to do, just to make sure I'm getting the right price on things. And then
Right.
I like to pay in force. So I'll pay, once I find the contractor I like, I'll pay them in force based on the timeline that they give me. So the first fourth is going to be before they start the job. And then when
Right.
they do that timeline, I break that timeline up into thirds, because I say force because I pay them that initial payment, and then I pay the third, the remainder, as they're doing the job. So whatever timeline they give me, I'll have my property managers go out, a third of the way that the job is supposed to be done. If they're where they're at and where they say they're supposed to be, that check gets cut, and then we go further along. If they're at where they say they're supposed to be, they get that next. So it's like it keeps them motivated to stay on track, based on that timeline they give you. Obviously, there are going to be certain things that come up that you can't control, so you just have to work with them. But after you kind of build that relationship with the contractor, then you guys can, I've renegotiated multiple times with different contractors before, so you just kind of get that as you go.
Okay.
But shoot me a message on the Well Squad. Just how to send a DM on there.
No, I'm kind of newer to the Well Squad. This is like my my second week really.
Okay, so if you go in there in the app, and then if you if you go to like lesson announcements, you'll see that I'm the last one who made a lesson announcement. If you click on my name, it'll give you the option to send me a message, and then just send me a message.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get you in contact with a good hard money lender that I know. I don't think he's in the Well Squad. He might be. I'm not too sure. But then also I'm going to start sending, can I send members of the Well Squad to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So all you guys listening, we have Florida people currently in here. So we have a real estate agent in Florida. This is something that I've been preaching about and telling you guys before. This isn't the only agent we have, but what's your name?
It's Jerry.
It's Jerry. All right. So you guys see Jerry that talks. So reach out to Jerry if you guys have questions, if you guys are looking to close deals, if you're in that Florida area, or if you're looking to just work with him somewhere else, reach out to him. He's an agent. This is what he does. He's doing this on a regular basis. So
definitely.
Jerry,
I'm sorry to cut you off, Ace. If any of you guys want to invest, we have a couple of different partnerships that we do. If you solely just want to invest your money, obviously we agree upon an interest rate that you would be paid, or you become a 50-50 partner. So you put in the money, and then the profits we'll be splitting, obviously evenly. We form an LLC, and so everybody gets, everybody's the money that you put in is basically a note against the property. So it's, you know, you would get paid first, obviously. So, but yeah, I mean, we're always looking, like I said, I just want to expand because the Florida market, obviously we can get deals here, but it's just ridiculously crazy and ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, it is. But thanks for joining us, Jerry, and thanks for reaching out and speaking up. Like I said, I'm always looking for agents. Hell, I might even be in contact with you, but a lot of our members always want to find agents that we have within the Wealth Squad because, like I said, this is a community. We have a lot of investors, so it's great that you spoke up and said something, and hopefully people will be hitting you up soon. If not, I definitely will be reaching out to you. Like I said, I love I have a solid team, man. So I'm not against adding, you know what I mean? We could definitely work together and, make some stuff happen. So please shoot me a message so I can give you the info for the hard money lender, and then I'll definitely be sending people, and when I do these classes, you'll be one of the names I bring up because, the other people that we have, sometimes they don't want, I don't know why they don't want their name out there, but whatever. So they're missing out on money because I know a lot of people that are looking to do deals with people in the Wealth Squad. So thanks for
No, I appreciate it. I always appreciate, and all the classes that I've, all the Zooms have been very informative, and I appreciate Chris for, and also jumping in on the Toro thing. I never even thought about it, until Chris brought it up, and I saw it on Instagram. So I mean, I appreciate all the knowledge that you guys are giving us, because I wholeheartedly believe in, that you should have multiple streams of income. So I definitely appreciate all you guys. And I'll put my my email on the chat if anybody wants to get a hold of me.
Oh yeah, please do that.
Yes, please, sir. Jerry, do you wholesale in Tampa Bay?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, perfect. I'm definitely going to reach out to you because I want to get started on that as well, so I can build some capital. So that way, when I'm ready, because the issue that I'm having right now is looking at fourplexes. They don't want to use FHA; they want conventional. So
yeah,
I don't have enough capital to do that. So I'm definitely going to please put your email so I can reach out to you, please.
Yep, I put it on there for everybody to see. So yeah, if I can help anybody, not only obviously as an agent, but if you guys want to become an investor or a partnership, I'm more than happy to. There's plenty of, like I said, we belong to a whole big wholesale network. So we have deals throughout the United States. I mean, if you guys are looking to invest or actually just for yourself, or, you want to do it as an investment, by all means, please, hit me up, and I'm more happy to help you out any way that I can, make everybody, in the Wealth Squad even a little bit more profitable.
Exactly. That's it, man. Wow. This is man, you guys are making my weekend you guys are firing me up, man. You guys are about to make me go look at some deals or something right now. You guys got me
absolutely
fired up.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about though. This is
that's right.
This is literally this is why we created this. And I preach you guys all the time. Utilize the members that we have in the Wealth Squad, because we have people doing great things. We have so many people doing so many different things, and we have people with so much different knowledge. And it's like, we don't, everyone doesn't know everything, but if we use, like I said, we got over 30,000 members. So if we have each member doing something or can contribute some way, and we can piggyback off of each other, imagine where we could be with this. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what Chris Johnson, that's what he envisions with this. He wants us to, not only teach the things that we're teaching, but take it a step further and, start networking within the Wealth Squad and, take it further outside of the Wealth Squad and other things. So that's really dope. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I like too, is that, we want to build out a community. And, obviously we're, I think most of us, the majority of us here are minorities. I mean, there's no reason why we can't do it for ourselves.
Exactly.
So I'd rather, obviously share the knowledge and information with you guys. And like I said, if we can squat up and do business together even more so, and we make everybody in the Wealth Squad, we can show them exactly how to do it. Even if if we can do like what you're doing, just, teaching people about wholesaling, teaching people about how to acquire properties, I'm all for it. So yeah, however I can help also.
Hey guys, I really appreciate you all. I have a quick question. I'm calling from joining from Germany. So basically I have a few properties on my side through friends and contacts and stuff. And I'm just thinking, what's the best way of getting customers, like actually customers for the properties?
Oh, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja, ich spreche Deutsch.
Was geht ab?
Alles gut.
Alles gut?
Alles gut.
Was magst du?
Ich bin hier im Wealth Squad und ja, ich bin dankbar für Wealth Squad. Ich bin in Stocks, ich bin in Crypto, ich bin in Options. Like I'm just soaking up everything I'm getting from the Wealth Squad, man. I'm just
Oh, that's dope, man. What part of Germany you live in?
Munich.
Ah, Munich. Boy, I got some stories out there. Frankfurt's my favorite city. I used to live out in Frankfurt.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, well, man, you gotta send me a message, man. So for those of you guys that know, yeah, me and him talking some German. You know, my Deutsch is, I'm bitching. I can do a little something.
It's good, it's good, it's nicht
Yeah,
schlecht.
it's good. Yeah, okay. But so
Yeah.
where are your properties at? Are they in Germany?
Yeah, they're in Germany. They're like basically here in Munich and city around Munich as well.
Okay. Are you trying to rent them out, or are you just trying to
No,
sell
I'm
them?
actually trying to sell them. Like, so it's yeah, I'm trying to sell them. There are some which I'm gonna try and rent out, but I need the cash first. So
Right.
that's the reason why I'm trying to sell them, get quick cash, and then later on rent some out. And I'm originally from Ghana.
Okay.
I'm planning to do the same thing in Ghana as well. I've bought
Yeah.
some land, and that's one thing I can recommend you guys doing as well. I'm not sure how easy it is to do that in US, but in Africa,
It's
for
harder
example,
for us. I tried to get some property out in Accra before.
or in Ghana,
Yeah.
and it's quite easy, right?
It was a little hard for me. So it's a long story. So this girl I know, her family has a bunch of hotels out there, and so I went out there and I was trying. I forget. They needed something from me that was hard to get at the time. I don't remember because she was trying to help and explain it to me, but I was living in Germany at the time as an American citizen. So it was something about me my resident was in Germany. So it was something about that at the time.
When was that? Because I
This
can
was
help you with that, or I can
this was
help
a
anyone.
this was a long time ago. This was back in like 2013 or 14.
Okay, so this is 2021, so the things have changed. So if anything,
Okay, yeah.
I can hook you up, or can hook anyone up. Like, to be frank, land in Ghana is quite cheap, or anywhere in
Very
Africa is
cheap.
quite cheap.
Yes.
You can get like acres of land for like $10,000s or something like that. So it's quite cheap, and like imagine what you can do with your land. You can either put some farming on it, or like build estates, and people are actually doing it already.
Yep.
So
And
yeah, I
Ghana
can
is
only
growing so much.
recommend you to buy into land as well. Like the big dogs are doing it, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are doing it, so there must be something behind it.
Oh yeah, no, Ghana is growing a lot. And I love it out there. I've been out there probably about 4 times. I love it I love it out there. But
Brilliant.
so to speak on what you were saying, so to sell your properties out there that you have, have you got with any real estate agents out there?
Yeah, I've gone with some real estate agents, and but my initial question is just like how can I get to customers basically? How can I get people to buy the properties? Like, is there?
So you're gonna have to, utilize social media. That's another big one out there, and a lot of people do it out there as well. You know what I mean? So leverage social media as much as you can. Do you guys still have the version of Facebook Marketplace out there?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yep. So utilize that just to get listings, and then you're gonna have to go. I don't know if they have. So we have like real estate group meetups out here. I can't remember if they have anything out there like that. Send me a message. I have a friend who's a real estate agent in the Stuttgart area. So I can hit her up and see kind of what she does a little bit more, and maybe try to get you contacted with her.
That would be brilliant. Yeah.
What's that?
That would be brilliant.
Okay, yeah. So send me a message. Do you know how to send messages in the Wealth Squad?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Send me a message, and I'm gonna see. It's been a while since I've talked to her, but I believe her information is still the same. But I'm gonna send you some other information, and then just kind of tell you some different strategies, like how to leverage your social media to kind of get in front of more eyes and things like that. Because the algorithm and stuff is gonna be the same for you guys. It's just a little bit different out there. Obviously, being in Germany versus the United States, the websites and how we list is a little bit different, a lot of similarities, but just different websites and things like that for you guys. But send me a message, and let's chop it up and get you hooked up.
I will do. Thanks a lot. I actually got some properties in Stuttgart as well, so maybe
Okay.
I can something like that. Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yep.
Hey, Kevin, can you put your social media in the chat as well? I want to reach out to you in regards to investing in the land and stuff in Africa as well.
Dan, it's Koofori.
Gotcha.
How you doing? I have a quick question here.
Yep.
If you wanted to purchase a property that's not on the market without a real estate agent, is it as simple as just going to a title agency, you and the party you want to buy it from, and just stay between those three parties?
Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to fill out all the right paperwork and things like that, but that would be simple to do.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty.
you guys can just get a real estate attorney, have them draw up everything for you, and then you guys can handle everything, and then like I said, go to the title company and get everything else situated.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I had joined late. I had got my first property rental probably about 3 years ago through an auction also.
Okay.
Yeah, the process went pretty smooth. I actually tried probably a year and a half prior to that. And just went down there to try to learn and try to get it. And it was sort of like the all boys club type situation.
Yep.
And a lot of times people do not want to share information, especially right on site.
Oh yeah.
So I had to go back to the drawing board, and it took like a year and a half later. Went back down there. My brother got one 2 weeks prior to me, and then 2 weeks later I went down there, seeing how simple it was. After we gained some knowledge, and then I went down there and got one myself. And so every year, I'm always looking, but I got two through an auction, and now I'm looking to somebody who has one that's not on market. That we trying to avoid. Just some extra fees. Nothing against the real estate agents out there, but So, thank you.
Yeah, those are the best deals you can get, because you can off market. You can usually buy those properties at a deep discount.
Yes.
Something that we try to do is finding off market deals, and that's why I belong to this wholesale network. We're usually picking up deals anywhere between 50 to like 75 cents on the dollar.
Wow.
That way you already have built-in equity, and like I said, we come across these deals all the time, and so it's just about capital to actually just go ahead and purchase these deals, whether it's fix and flips or buy and hold.
And your information is in the chat right now, Jerry?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right, man. Hey, man, thank you.
Yep. And I want you guys to take away the key thing from what he just said, right? He said a lot of stuff just now, but did you guys hear when he said it was easy after he gained the knowledge, right? So that's what it takes. You got to go down there. They went down to the auction the first time, they got the Good Boys Club. They, keep a lot of friends, a lot of family members are the ones who typically go to these auctions, and they want to keep the info between them. But he kept going. He gained the knowledge, and once he figured it out and gave it some time, I think he said it was like a year and a half before he got his first property. That's what it takes. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. You got to go down there and figure it out. Okay, it didn't work the first time. Let me get some more knowledge. Let me go back to another one and try to figure it out and keep going. So, and now, like I said, he can look back and be like, man, I wish I would have started earlier, probably.
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but here's the real irony of this, right? When I first went down there, the property I was trying to bid on, I went down there with $10,000 cash. Because at that time, it was just like, oh, you gotta come down there with all this money and all this type of stuff. Went down there, like I said, it was a boys club type situation. I couldn't get any information. I actually felt as though people were lying to me, but that's a whole other story. What's crazy is the property I lost on at that time, 6 months later, my brother needed a place to rent. And don't you know, he rented out the property that I lost to.
Wow.
Yeah. So here it is, for a whole year, he was paying somebody else on a property that I could have had prior to that. Yep. True story.
It's a lesson learned, man. And that's the beauty of all of this stuff, whether it be real estate, the car, whatever it may be, getting out there and doing it and trying. Like, it might not go. Sometimes there's been stuff where I've tried and it worked out great right away. And then sometimes you're like, damn, can I really do this? And then just sticking with it. And it's like now you know what you're doing. Now you're not going to miss out on those opportunities anymore.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Yep.
Pete, I have a question.
Yep.
So to piggyback off of what area the young man who was speaking prior, just a second ago, what city or state was that he was in?
He didn't say.
Oh, I was in New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey.
Jersey.
Okay, I live in Virginia. I'm interested in doing rentals specifically, not necessarily in Virginia. I'm willing to go wherever the better deals are, even if I had to physically go there just to make the deals happen. But I've been looking at the same issues. I was looking into hard lending and stuff like that because I don't have the funding, but I know that's where my heart is. That's where I really think I'd have great success. I even went and looked into turnkey real estate in areas that are not necessarily affluent, in areas like Michigan. So I was just wondering if you had any advice, any tools I should be using in the Wealth Squad that maybe I missed, just information in general.
Okay, so yeah, so first and foremost, what's a great area to invest, which has been for the longest, is going to be the Midwest. The Midwest is such a great area, and this is the reasoning for it. You can find affordable properties that are bringing in great rents. And when I mean affordable properties, I mean you can find something that's 50, 60,000. Maybe it might be a single family home, might be a it might be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath or something like that. And it might be, 40, 50, 60,000, and it's bringing back 750, 800, 900, even 1,000 in rent, just depending on the area that you're in. And, most people think if you find a property that's 50 or 60,000, especially people that live, Maryland, DC, Cali, New York, what I mean? Most people would think, oh, if it's 50 or 60,000, it's probably ran down. No, most of these properties are good. They have great foundation. They have great roofing. The electrical is good. I'm talking properties that are turnkey that don't need any work for at least 5 to 10 years down the road. So my suggestion is start looking in the Midwest. That's a really great affordable area for people to get their feet wet in. So that way you can get in. It's like it's giving you some out of state investing knowledge, is giving you some real estate knowledge, and you're just going to keep learning. You're going to keep growing, because the same way that you would get a property in the state that you live in is going to be the same when you go to another state, right? There might be little changes, but it's not going to be like night and day. You find the property, they're selling it for what they're selling it for. You put in your offer, they either accept or they don't accept. If they accept, then you go get it inspected, and then you go back to the drawing board if you find any issues, and renegotiate the offer, and then you move forward and close. Like that same process, there's a little bit more to it, obviously, but the bulk part of real estate, the most important part, is going to be the same every single state you go to. So why not put your money to better work and take lower risk with your money, with getting a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 property, in the Midwest or down south, that's still going to make you money, and it's still going to give you that knowledge, and you're still going to learn. You're going to learn the same principles versus a $50,000 house and $1 million house, right? Just obviously the $1 million house comes with more. So, but the principles are still going to be the same. And our real estate agent here can back me up. Am I lying about that?
Would you suggest that we do hard lending, or just take the time to save and invest and flip monies and do whatever you need to do to come up with the money? Which one would you suggest?
There's so many ways to go about it. There isn't one necessarily one that's going to be right better than the other. So if you go get that hard money loan, what is it going to cost you to get that hard money loan versus, do you have a big family and friend network where you can try to get 1,000 from this person, 500 from this one? Break down exactly, tell people, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into real estate. This is why I'm trying to get into real estate, because we're trying to build this generational wealth. If I can, if we can come together and put this type of money together, this is what I'll be looking to get back. And, every person gets a little kickback on the money, and that might save you more money going that route versus trying to go a hard lender, or work on getting your credit up. Use the first time home buyer program. If you haven't used it yet or bought a home in the last 3 years, you can utilize the first time home buyer program, or you can go the FHA route. Or if you're married, or if you're in the military or married to someone in the military, you guys can go the VA route. So I don't know all your situation. I don't know like your full situation, your financial situation. So I can't really say this will be better than that. You just got to kind of look at all your options. So call a lender, see how much it's going to cost you to get a loan through them doing this. contact a hard money lender, see what it's going to cost you to get a loan from them. And then, you know, if you can go a different route. So just try different things, write each route down, write all your numbers down so you can see a bigger picture. You're not trying to guess numbers, write it all down. So that way you can look at it and you can say, okay, for my current situation, this makes the best sense for me, my financial situation, and where I'm trying to go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was a really good question too.
Hey, real quick again. I'm sorry. I was just going to chime in on the Midwest thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm in Jersey, Pennsylvania area, and the return over here is just bananas because, like, I understand in the Midwest you can get a house for 50 or 60,000, but you can do that here in the East Coast, in the inner city areas, and the rent is going to be no less than $1,000.
Right.
So, like, you may pay 60,000 for a property, but you're charging $1,600. And right next to my property, for instance, there's a 2-bedroom there, and $1,300 up top, and at the bottom he's charging $1,100 for 1 bedroom. So that's one building. You know, so
there we go.
It's like,
so there you guys got multiple options. You guys can look in the Jersey area. You got Midwest. You got options. There's options.
Yeah, the return is just great. So obviously Jersey, Trenton area, Camden, Philadelphia, not North Jersey. North Jersey is very expensive, but if you come down the turnpike, you come down south to Central, and then cross over to Pennsylvania, you can really get into the inner city areas. You know, way less than $100,000. You know, like I said, 50, 60, 70,000, and your rent's going to be $1,200 and up.
There you go.
You know, so
I heard it from somebody out there living out there and doing it. So, like I said, when you guys start doing your research everywhere, because you just don't know what type of gems you'll find. And speaking on Philadelphia, the sheriff's department in Philly holds an auction. They have a lot of good homes for all my auction people looking for homes. Don't sleep on that Philadelphia Sheriff Department auction. They got some really good homes on there. I've been checking their auctions out. I got to go look and see that exact site for it, but just do a quick Google search, Philadelphia Sheriff home auction. Crazy. All right, anybody got any other questions for the group?
So Ace, I got a friend that just bought a French bulldog, like an adult boy, and he's making $3,000 a stud fee. So like basically they go to a doctor and they sell the you know, I don't want to be vulgar on here, but they sell the dog's reproductive stuff for $3,000. And like I was thinking about, like, man, that's not a bad idea, because like he paid $20,000 for the dog. So that was where I was like, man, that's a lot of money just for a dog just to do that. But if you put it in perspective, you can do that over and over and over again until you get your money back. To me, it's a little bit of work, because now you have a dog. If you don't really want a dog, it's not really passive, right? It's a dog that you're gonna have to take care of, and then if you end up having puppies, you're gonna have to raise those puppies and stuff. I just wanted your perspective on that. Like, would you ever get into that type of thing, or like, is that a smart idea, or what do you think?
It's funny that you bring that up, because I've got to see a side of the dog world that is just insane. So, man, well, let me see how many people are. We still got a good amount of people on here listening. So, all right, for any of you guys, we're kind of going off subject a little bit, but I got a lot of experience and knowledge in when it comes to this dog world stuff and, you know, breeding them. So, German Shepherds actually are the most where you get your money from. They have $1 million dogs, believe it or not. I've actually seen a German Shepherd get sold for $1 million in front of my eyes. I know the person who used to be George Foreman's handler for his German Shepherd. Got to meet him one time in this world. So the dog world, I have a friend, he lives in Kansas. He has a Cane Corso kennel where he now he trains and breeds and all them, but it can be passive, right? To answer your question, and it can become passive if, you know, you got to hire on the right team, and, you know, you got to have people pretty much running operations for you as far as, you know, feeding the dogs, managing the kennel, you know, all that training and all that good stuff. And I've seen it to where people are in this game to where they're passive. So like for the German Shepherd world, for instance. So that's the world that I've got to experience the most. I've got to see shows. I've got to see a lot of interesting things go on with these dogs. And what people do is people want German Shepherd dogs that are bred and born in Germany because it's all based about the bloodline. You know, they have these shows and competitions, and the dogs that win the competitions the most, their bloodline is, you know, typically going to be the most pure. That's going to be the bloodline that people want. So what they do is they'll breed these dogs in Germany, and they'll have handlers in different areas. So they'll have someone in the United States, and they actually have multiple people in the United States. So Dallas, California, and I forget where the other state is, are the main big areas. What they'll do is they'll breed the dogs in Germany. They'll have a runner. They'll have someone bring the dog over from Germany to the United States, let's say into Dallas, and there will be a person in Dallas that calls himself a pure German Shepherd breeder. And what they do is they get the dog from Germany for about 10 grand. And then, you know, they pay someone to bring it over, which, you know, is going to cost them about $1,500. So they're all in for about $11,500 on this German Shepherd. And they're going to say it's a purebred, which it is. And they're going to say it's from Germany, which it is. And they turn around and sell them for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So the dog world is very interesting. I had my end to it. Some things kind of came about, so I didn't get to go all in like I wanted to. But if any of you guys have the opportunity to get into the dog world is a really good money maker. And I've got to see it with my own eyes. I've got to see it with German Shepherds. I got to see it with Cane Corsos. Those are the only two breeds that I really got to like actually see operation from, you know, the shows, the kennels, the people flying in helicopters in from China to pick these dogs up and bring them to China. People, you know, in these countries paying these people big money and putting people up in crazy hotels. Like it's you know, it's a world. It's a world of its own, to say the least. But there's big money in it. If you have the right connections and can get connected with the right people, there's definitely a lot of money to be made in the dog world. A lot of money.
That was going to be my next question. So how do you, like, for example, if I was to buy a dog from Germany, right? How do you get connected to the people who in the States are interested in purchasing or breeding that dog with their dogs and stuff like that?
So what they do is kind of like a underground society really. So there's one guy, he's out in Texas. He's German. He's a black German dude. I think his dad was American or something like that in the military. His mom was German, whatever. He ended up moving to Dallas. He got into the whole dog world when he was in Germany. I forget how he got into it, but he's kind of the middleman to like the celebrities and stars and all that. Like this dude doesn't make no less than 350 grand a year selling German Shepherds. All he does is he gets them from Germany, or he'll pay someone to fly out and bring them to him, and the people are buying them from him. So what he does is he goes to all the shows, he goes to the events, he goes to, like, you know, the private clubs and all this stuff. He's kind of in that world, because when you go to the shows, that's where they network at, because all the people with the big money are going to the shows because they want to see who's winning, and they want to know who's breeding the winners so they can get that bloodline. That's what they're doing.
True, that makes sense. Do you know what his IG is?
I do not know. I lost contact with him a while ago.
That's straight. I was just wondering, because like I see a couple, just two of my friends that are doing it, and I'm like, they don't make the best decisions, I'll say. So yeah. I was a little weary about it, but like it makes sense, because even if you don't sell the dog specifically and you just sell, like I said, the stud fee to breed, to get the stuff to breed it with other dogs, like they're making pretty good money doing that. So like it's a good idea. I don't know. It was something I was interested in. So I might look into doing it.
If you take it serious like this, now, you know, these operations that I've seen are some legit. This is no kennel in the house. You know, people spend money, they have land, you know what I mean? They get land so they can have kennels to make it easier. You know, because you're going to have noise complaints if you have a kennel that's, you know, you can't do it in an apartment building. And if you do it in a home, you know, if you have HOA fees, they trip about that. So everyone that I know that's done it, like the people that live in California that do it, the people that live in Texas that do it, even the people that do the breeding in Germany, everyone has a solid operation to where they have like a house somewhere where they have a lot of land. to where they can put the kennels. So they have, you know, the kennels, they have the feeding system going, they have the trainers coming out, you know, they're running with these dogs every day. They're doing bite work with these dogs, depending on, you know, they get police contracts to do bite work. They do, you know, obedient training. They do like, they have everything right there. And I've got to see this, like with, you know, it's seeing, you know, I know people like back home that used to just breed and sell dogs like out of their car and out of the truck. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm thinking that's going to happen. Like, no, this is a legit, these people take it serious. And because of the type of money that they take, I see why they take it serious. So it's something to where, and my friend that's in Kansas, he did the same thing with his cane corsos. He bought a house that had some land. It was kind of a raggedy house. He fixed it up, but he was able to build his kennel in the back because he wanted to take it serious and make it a big thing. And now, you know, he's financially free. I think he's like year 7 or 8 at this, and he was able to become financially free at year 5. He just bought his first car wash, and it's all from dog money. He bought his first car wash. He bought another home cash. So, you know, it's big money. It's definitely, I've seen it with my own eyes. It's big money for sure.
Hey, yo, to piggyback off you, Ace, Chris, man, if like what he's saying is all facts, and if you have the opportunity to get into it, I highly suggest you do it if you have the patience, because it is super lucrative. And I know firsthand because I've had family members that do it. And even on a small scale, man, he's not lying to you, man. Like, yeah. I mean, even my friends that just bred pit bulls in their backyard were selling these dogs for like 500 or 1,000. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense a lot.
No, it's a thing. If you want to take it serious and really make some money from it and life-changing money, just take it serious. But just know it's going to take a lot of time, because, you know, you're going to have to learn. You know, you're not going to want to pay to get the dog trained. You're going to want to be the trainer yourself. So you're going to have to get certified. You know, you're going to have to take classes. You're going to have to learn. It's going to be just like anything, but you're just going to be, especially if you don't know anything about it, you know, you're going to have to get introduced to that world. You're going to have to network and meet people, just kind of like we're doing now. So, but it's definitely, man, it's big money from it for sure. It's not something that, like, it kind of caught my attention at one time in life, but I've seen what it takes to really, you know, you gotta really, really put the time and the work in for it, just like anything. But it wasn't a world that I personally wanted to get into. I seen what people were doing. I seen, you know, the things that was going on. Just really wasn't for me personally, but it's definitely good money.
I have another question, Ace. So I'm going all over the place, but so I want to start a podcast. I went and got the stuff to do. I bought a camera, I bought a microphone, stuff like that. I bought a new computer so I can like be able to edit the videos and render them and stuff like that. Like, do you have any? I know you and Chris just did that, or not necessarily. Well, no, you did start the podcast, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So do you have any advice on like the startup? How, like, did you make an intro like an intro song? Or like, did you have somebody else do that for you? Like, do you have any advice on that? Because I want to get started and just talk about, just like how we're talking right now, just talk about all this different stuff that we're talking about, different ways to make income or to be passively or to be free from your 9 to 5 and stuff like that. So like, any advice for me, bro?
The best advice I can give you is the same advice I'm gonna give you for the Turo card. Just start. If you guys watch me and Chris's video, we're not big on editing. We're not big on, so many people will talk about upgrade our mics. We don't care. We just, you know what I mean? We will eventually, like, we will get better stuff, but it's like, we just dive in, right? We got cameras, we're editing ourselves. We're trying to figure out the camera angles, how to get the lighting, how to get the sound good, how to have multiple angles so we can, you know what I mean? We're just figuring it out, right? We don't have anyone, we don't have no production team. We didn't hire anybody. We like to have all money in, no money out. So that means we just like to figure shit out on our own, right? Just dive into it. If you want to start a podcast, just start, right? Eventually, the first is just going to be your friends that listen to you. It's going to be the people that follow you that's going to listen to you. But eventually, if you just stick with it, more and more people are going to, you know, your social media is going to start growing and more people are going to listen to you. But it's like, just dive in and then just don't ever give up.
No, yes, sir. You know, I'll take that advice every day.
Better along the way. You'll find better quality cameras. You'll find the better editing software. You'll find the better boom mic to get the sound. You'll find, you know, you want to change this. Like, you'll figure all that along the way. Just get some shit, set it up, start it and get it going, and then figure everything else out along the way.
Yes, sir. And then my next question is this: after I have at least 10 episodes, would you be honored to be? I would be honored to have you as a guest, you and Chris. So I know I want to get it started and actually show you guys I'm doing it. But once I get it started, I would be honored to have you guys on.
All right, episode 10. Count me in.
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys. Any other questions?
Hey, Chris, I just wanted to touch bases with you. I know you helped me out during my HELOC and helped me out with, looking for the right numbers. But man, it's been tough out there. I lost out on a couple deals already, and now I got a buddy that wants to get me into commercial real estate, and I'm thinking about doing that and then staying local. It's kind of so much all over the place. So I'm just trying to, like how you saying, just try to make the right deal. Know as much information as I can, and then I just gotta eventually pull the trigger on one of them. But I'm just sitting on this money, and I gotta do something with it before I just spend it recklessly, I would say.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
are you in the Florida area too?
No, I'm in Cali, so I'm in Northern California, but I'm interested in all over. So I've been in Texas, I got outbidded out there. I looked in the Indiana area, got outbidded over there. And then my real estate agent was trying to get me in the Stockton area. That's like Northern California and he said, man, right now with everything happening, there's no way or no telling if you'll be able to get them out of the property. So he's like, I don't want you to be stuck with that, which I appreciate, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
No, you don't want to rush into getting into a deal, because you can easily get into a bad deal, and who wants to get into that, especially your first time coming around. But then again, the caveat to that is you don't really know necessarily what's a really good deal and what's really a bad deal. So you're just kind of learning the process. Don't give up though. It's the market eventually it's gonna slow down. Eventually, we go from these buyer markets to seller markets, from seller market to buyer market, right? Over the history of time, it's kind of like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. So just keep looking, keep growing, man. Keep learning about the different programs. Were you one of the ones using the first time home buyer program?
No, I've done that before. I was gonna use it again. I'm probably eventually I'll have my lady use it, but I did it back in 09. But I know you mentioned the bigger pockets, like little forum that they had. I looked over there. I heard about it before because a couple books. I got a couple the real estate books, and but that's pretty useful too. They got some webinars and stuff, and there's a lot of people from, like how you said, connecting from all over that just are in the game, want to be in the game,
right?
Everything. So yeah.
Honestly, if you truly want to get into something, I would say write down 20 states. Write down 20 states, and out of all those 20 states, reach out to at least 3 real estate agents in each 20 states. Tell them your exact numbers, right? Don't bullshit them. Don't put no fluff on it. Tell them, hey, I want a property. This is the type of property I want. These are the numbers I want it. And then put them to work for you. And then that way you got, that's 60. You got 60 real estate agents trying to find you a deal. Don't give up. Don't get pressured. But you gotta, so that means you're just gonna have to do more work. You're gonna have to do more work. You're not.
That sounds good.
You're not putting in enough work. You know what I mean? That's all that means. If you're not finding the deal you want, that means you're not putting in enough work. And that means you just got to go harder. So write out 20 states you would want to invest in, reach out to 3 agents in those 20 states, give them your numbers and let them go to work for you. And then whoever brings you the deal first, you tell them, all right, this is my offer. I got the money ready to go. Let them know I got money ready to go, let them know, put them to work for you. And then
I did that. I sent them I did sort of like how you're saying, I just need to get more realtors because I'm looking, I got deals every day and I'm breaking them down, seeing which ones are good. I'm leaning to like what you mentioned, the turnkey, making the turnkey. I don't want to deal with no headaches. And then I'm reaching out to the project managers out there in that area, seeing how much they charge. Everyone's kind of roughly around the 10% range that I've talked to. So, but like how you said, if they don't return my call, I'm not going to do business with them. I'm off to the next one, or asking the realtor, hey, do you have any recommendations that who you deal with? or anybody, or like how you said, go to Zillow, check out Zillow. If you see the name multiple times on Zillow, that's someone I got to reach out to if I see their name on a bunch of properties in that state.
Exactly.
So yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I've been listening. I tune in every time you on here. So
Right.
I appreciate everything.
No problem. Yeah, that's all you got to do is just, you know, expand your network. Just like I said, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do it all in one day. Just every day, be like, okay, let me write my states down. Every day I want to connect with 3 real estate agents in each different state every day. So that way, after a month passed, you got your 20 states, you done made your, you done planted that seed. Now you sit back and watch it slowly start to grow.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. There's one class I never miss, and it's the class when Mr. No Time Zone's in here.
Appreciate it, Chris.
Hey, I got a question.
Yep.
Do you have any tips for anyone who's new to like reselling? Like any tips as far as like where to find properties besides like the basic Zillow, Trulia, Hot Pads, places like that? Like I know a lot of people who have like access to real estate agents, so they get like a little bit more info, like
they'll get put on the MLS or they'll get access a little bit early. Yeah, you just have to
exactly
kind of what I was telling the last person. You have to just slowly start to build your network, reach out to more agents, right? You don't have to just work with one agent. I have so many different agents that I work with, and every day I'm being sent deals. I've been sent deals every single day, probably for the last 4 years. I think there's never been not a day that goes by that an agent doesn't send me a deal, because I have so many in so many different states. So, you know, as far as like reselling, are you looking to get stuff that you can fix and flip? Are you trying to do like the wholesale type of thing? What exactly are you looking to try to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to do wholesaling just to start, because I'm building my credit up and like saving to get to the fix and flip step. But right now I'm just trying to do wholesaling.
Right. So have you been doing the whole driving for dollars technique? Driving around?
I haven't done it yet. I literally just one of my friends like sent me an old course that somebody had, but the course is more geared toward like the person is literally like, oh, make sure you hook up with somebody who has like MLS access. And I'm like, the course is like no good for me just because it's based all around that. And I feel like I'm super new. So like, yeah, I can call real estate agents, but like they don't know me from anybody. So I want to build the relationships, but that's not really where I am yet.
Right. And you know, it's hard, you know, for reaching out to people you don't know, because you just don't know who to trust, and you just don't know, you know what I mean, if they're going to give you good, solid information or not. But I will tell you this.
Exactly.
I will tell you this. I used to think the same way. And the reason I finally was able to get into real estate is because I let that fear go. The moment, I promise you, the day I let that fear go, I reached out, and I talk about it all the time. My very first real estate agent, she changed my life. And we wish each other happy birthday. If I pop in the state that she's in, we'll go grab a drink or we'll grab some food or something. You know what I mean? Like, I finally let that fear go of reaching out to people I don't know. She looked way different. You know, she's a white lady. I'm a black male. You know what I mean? So it's like that barrier there. The barrier of just her being a stranger. She was older than me. All these, so many barriers. I could have been like, nope. I could have been like, no, I only want to deal with a black male realtor. You know what I mean? I could have had this mentality that could have, you know, it probably could have worked, or it could have held me back. So I let go of that fear of working with people I don't know, because where I'm from, you just don't associate with people you don't know. You don't just go talk to strangers, right? Like that's how my upbringing was, and that's how I know a lot of people are. So it's hard, but I promise you, the moment I broke that and let that go and just kind of entrusted in this stranger, it ended up changing my life. You know, I shadowed her for a long time, and I talk about it. I shadowed her for a whole year before I got my deal, and she was nothing but helpful. I had so many questions. I was so fearful. I was afraid to ask questions, but I still was asking them anyway, because I didn't know what was a stupid question, and I didn't know. So honestly, you know, find someone, get out there, network, find people who are doing what you want to do, ask them to shadow them, ask them, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to necessarily, buying a course is great. There are a lot of great wholesalers out there who have some great courses. And I know people who've taken them. I forget one of the guys, he's a big time wholesaler and he has a course. And I know someone that's taken it and they've followed it to a T and they were able to close their first wholesaling deal. So it might be, you know, finding the right course or, you know, find the right network. There's so many ways, but you got to put yourself out there. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. I know it's not easy. And trust me, I'm not saying it like it's easy because I remember what it was like. But the moment you kind of open yourself up a little bit more, because, you know, you got to look at it like this. You opening yourself up and talking to people, what is that going to cost you? Right? A realtor, real estate agent is not going to charge you to talk to them, to ask them questions, say, hey, you know, I'm kind of curious about this. Do you have any experience? There are real estate agents who deal with just wholesaling. One guy asked me what he suggests I do. And I told him, go up to a title company, look up title companies, because that's, you know, you got to go through a title company to do wholesaling, and go up there and just start asking them questions. He was like, well, aren't they just going to turn me away? I said, no, because they're in the money making business. And they're, you know, if they look at you as though here comes a potential customer or someone that we can, you know, use, go in there, ask questions like, hey, do you guys know any real estate agents that deal with wholesaling, or you guys know someone who comes in here does a whole lot of wholesaling deals? I'm looking to learn and just get knowledge anywhere I can. Like, anything would be helpful. Like something as simple as that. You just don't know where it will take you. And I told someone to go do that, and they were able to close their first deal from doing that.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you. Also, a side note for anyone who is doing Turo and HireCar, I have a friend who does it. They have 2 to 3 kill switches minimum, just in case one of them gets deactivated. And then also for cars that you want to go look at, it's a site, I believe it's called yourmechanic.com, and they will look at the car before you buy it and just see, make sure nothing's wrong with it, like exterior wise and body work and all that. They'll check that for you guys before you actually purchase the vehicle.
Dope. Good information, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's really good info. I'll tell you how much I paid when I did it for my car. It was only $50. It took 5 minutes, so I'll tell you, they're making a killing. But if you do it, they do a 19-point inspection for your car, to, at least, so that if you list in a HireCar, the people don't have to go do it themselves. So you're more likely to get rented out. The reason why you want to do that is because when you have, for example, a Lyft car or an Uber car, they require you to put it through a 19-point inspection. So that's a really good advice.
Dope.
Thank you.
Good stuff on here tonight, you guys. Any other questions?
Hey Ace, quick question for you actually. Have you ever purchased from a land bank?
From what?
A land bank.
No, I have not. I have not purchased from a land bank. I've been looking at them though.
Yeah, I started looking into it. My dentist actually said to me, hey, you know, I was looking at this, so I don't know if you're interested. I was like, okay, great. So
are you looking to get something from a land bank?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, well, primarily I want something for myself first, and then second step would be to then invest in a property, you know, buy something from a land bank and fix it up from there. So that would just be like my second step. But I was just wondering if you had any experience with that.
No, I don't. I have a friend. Well, he's not acquaintance, I guess I can say. He does a lot of that stuff. So he just looks at. He's trying to be a big time developer. So he's kind of getting his feet wet with that. So that's what he's been doing with that.
Okay. All right. And my second question is, have you ever had an agent bring you an off-market deal, or did you get the off-market deal from elsewhere? No. And how, and is it really typically below the market value?
No. So when you get off-market deals, it could go multiple ways. You know, it could be a great deal, but then again, just a side note on that, you have to know, and it's kind of hard to know, but you know, I'm really upfront and blunt with a lot of the people I work with. You know, I don't like any secrets or any games or anything like that. So I just kind of asked them, you know, what number, because every agent has that person, you know, who they are going to call first, second, third, fourth, fifth, you know what I mean? Like they have the people that they've done multiple deals with, which is understandable. So I always like to ask my agents, what number am I when you call and give people, you know, maybe they might tell you, they might not tell you, and you might not want to know, I don't know. But I like to know, that way I can know how many eyes seen that deal before I did. Even though I'm going to do my own due diligence, it's just good to know. But yeah, so I've had deals that were a little bit below market, and then I've had some that were very close to market as far as asking. And the reason, you know, that's just real estate agents with their network, right? They're constantly dealing with stuff. So maybe they sold someone a home before, did a deal with someone that has a property that they're just trying to get rid of, and they just want to get rid of it quickly. Or I've had agents, you know, sometimes I like to do cash deals. And so they know I like to do cash deals, and buyers love or sellers love cash buyers. So I've been presented deals that were just cash only, just because, you know, certain amounts and that's why I always say be transparent, because my real estate agents know exactly, like if there's a cash deal, they know what my budget is. If there's a fourplex, they know, right? I'm transparent about all that. So off market doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be undervalue or under market. So don't think that.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. I've just been wondering, since, you know, being in the New York area, trying to find something that is affordable for myself and to still be able to make some kind of income that can fully cover the mortgage. You know, that's really like my goal, and then to do more investing on top of that.
Right. That's smart.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
No problem. All right, you guys got any last minute questions for me before we wrap this on up?
Nice. Just showing you my appreciation, man. Giving you flowers whenever you deserve it. Thank you for motivating me, bro.
Appreciate it. All right, you guys. So, man, this was a really good class. Man, we got a lot of interaction. You guys got to hear a real estate agent that we have within the Wealth Squad. So I really hope you guys start utilizing him. And he's open and he's willing. That's you know, you can't ask for any more than that. He's in the Florida area, but he's willing to do deals anywhere. And he does a lot. So that's great. That saves a lot of you work right there. You know, someone we got in the Wealth Squad that you can talk to on a regular, he's in the Wealth Squad. So he's on the same mission that we're all on, right? We're all in different cars, but we're all headed to the same direction, right? We're all trying to get healthier. We're all trying to get wealthier, smarter. You know what I mean? We're trying to learn how we can make our money grow, right? That's the name of the game. We're all in this together. We're all trying to, you know, climb to the top, where, you know, the top doesn't have no end in sight. We're just, you know, keep going for it. Keep doing what you do. But I will tell you guys this: life is short. Life is very short. And you know, I didn't know if I was going to talk about this or not, but my life almost came to an end last night. Someone ran a red light, and I was in a crazy accident. You know, so I'm blessed and lucky to walk away. You know, I'm blessed and lucky to walk away from that, because it was bad. My car is completely done. But you know, that's, you know, things happen in life. You know, even when you're doing things right, you know, you can't take account for what other people are going to do in their actions. So that's why you just have to live the life that you want to live, do the things that you want to do, make the sacrifices now, so you guys can enjoy the people you want to be around, enjoy the things you want to be around without having to be stressing about money, right? You know, we all want to get wealthier. That's the name of the game. But, you know, life is a lot more than just money and what your bank account shows, because I know a lot of people with money who are just miserable in life. And, you know, I know people who don't have money who are miserable in life. But, you know, money is just a tool. And, you know, we need to get as much of it so we can, you know, take care of bills and be able to do the things we want to do. But, you know, don't don't look at money like it's everything and it's the end all be all, because life is a lot more. So just make sure you guys are happy. Make sure you guys are doing the things that you guys enjoy doing. You know, we like to teach people to do things that you enjoy doing, and you know, it doesn't hurt if you're able to make money from doing that as well. So get out here. You know, life is very short. It can end at any moment. So, you know, make sure, you know, you tell people the things that you want to tell them, you know, whether it be your friends, your, you know, significant other, whatever. Don't hold stuff back in, because tomorrow's not promised. It's not promised for you. It's not promised for your family. It's not promised for your friends. It's not promised for anybody. So get out here and live life. Take risks. You know, take calculated risks. You know, sometimes those risks won't always go how you want them to go, but you don't know where it can get you without you taking the risk. So no risk, no reward. We take calculated risks. We like to use OPM, other people's money, and just get out here and enjoy life. Like I said, you know, it's short. I spent, you know, for those that stuck through, we spent 2 hours together. That's 2 hours of our life that we can't get back, and we spent it in here together, right? That's a blessing. There's 7 billion people on the planet, and we're all in this together, right? At this exact moment, at this exact time. So I don't take that lightly. I don't take your guys' time lightly. I appreciate all of you guys that tuned in. I appreciate all of you guys that asked questions. You know, it's really good to hear your guys' stories, right? We all have a story. Everyone has a story. A lot of people think they don't. Everyone has a story. We all have something that we're battling. We all have something that we're fighting. We all have something in us that keeps us going and keep trying to get to the next level, right? Some of us are at different levels. Some of us are at a level that we want to be at, and you know, someone else is there and we're trying to get there, right? So it's no competition. You know, this race is at your own pace. You know, other people's wins and successes, don't take that as that's what you need to be doing, right? Just use it as motivation. Use other people's wins, other people's success as motivation. Like, if they're doing it, I can do it too. Or, you know, I'm gonna do it one day, or I'm gonna figure out how they did it and I'm gonna slowly get there. So the grind is slow, the grind is long, the grind don't stop, right? So that's my word for you guys. It's Friday. As you guys know, I love to say, you know, we don't take off on the weekends. The weekends are just, every day is another day. Just treat every day like the same. You know, if you get to wake up, feel blessed to be able to wake up and, you know, do what you want to do that day. So that's all the motivation I got for you guys today. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you guys have a great, safe weekend, and I'm looking forward to our next class. That's all I got.
Yes, sir. God bless you. Bless you. Be safe. Be safe. Bless you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Blessings.
Yep.
Yeah, God bless. Bye.
Thanks.